I really wasn't gonna share this message, but it's been weighing on my mind heavy because I just want to know. I don't know if you want to know like me, but what is living a good life about? What does that really mean? Does living a good life mean that you're gonna be very rich and successful? Or just living a good life means that you're just gonna be comfortable? Because I don't know what living a good life is about. Because I'm so used to reality. Because we was promised something, but as you get to live your life, as you can see, like when you punch in the clock or working your job, reality starts to hit you. Then it's like you just can't afford nothing. So in reality, you think that if you become financially free, it'll take care of your problems. But will it really take care of your problems or will it stress you even more? Because that's what I really want to know. Because none of us know what it's like living that life on the other side. We don't know because we so accustomed to life just hitting us so much that we just can't control it. How bills just come back left and right and we just gotta pay them and then we broke again. So will you really be free if you have all the money in the world, or you still won't be free, or something in your mind will feel like you still trapped? Because a lot of people be chasing fortune and fame, but when you make it to the fortune and fame, will you really be happy? Is that the life that you really want? So that's why I really wasn't going to share this message, because even when you feel like that's something that you want, you may not really want that, because sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for. Because if you get it, you don't know what to do with it. That's why a lot of people who hit the lottery and they want to be rich, they go broke because that's what they wish for. But they didn't know what to do with the life that they wish for, because that was a life they wasn't prepared for. So they start spending like it was no tomorrow. A lot of people that hit the lottery done went broke. So in reality, do you think that money will truly make you happy? All jokes aside, deep down inside, do you really think that money will make you happy? Because what you chasing might not be something worth chasing. Because you get in your emotions, and when you realize you're chasing something, it seems like everything that we chase in life, it never happens. And I want to know why is that? Because are we really chasing it? Or is that something that we're programmed to be taught what we need to chase? And half of us, we really don't be chasing it for real. We say we want these things in life, but do we really want these things in life? Because if we really wanted these things in life, we would make changes in our life. And that's something that most of us won't do. We say we want this life, we say we want that life, but we're not willing to change to get those things that we want in life. So it's like, how can we progress if we don't know how to execute? Because I was accustomed to that too. Like, I used to say I want a lot of things in my life, and I used to just talk. I'm just keep it real. And that's why time went by so much as the years went on. I never accomplished what I accomplished because I never executed. So in reality, I always question myself, like, did I ever really want that life back then? Or I was just talking about I really wanted that life, because I didn't think I was ready for that life, because I wasn't happy. I didn't learn how to be happy until I stopped caring, until I got out my feelings. Because if I was always in my feelings all the time, I could never move on and progress with my life. And that's what most of us do. We don't know how to move on because we so emotional. And I used to be very emotional until I learned how to be happy and got out of my emotions. That's when I started to progress. Because even the craziest times in my life, I used to be financially set. I used to have a bunch of money in my account. And then it was like I used to have money in my account, but I didn't have no job at the time. And I was scared to spend money because I didn't have no job. Because I was taught that that's the only income you need to have. You know what I'm saying? And then, as I started realizing in life, does those things really matter? Like the things I really wanted when I was younger? Because when I was younger, I always wanted like a fancy car, a big house, a Lamborghini, a big chain. You know how I go, coming from where we come from. But in reality, I don't think those things matter now that I get older because I'm starting to experience life more and I'm starting to be more mature in life. I'm starting to handle situations better because all those things that you thought that matter in life, it really don't matter. Because the only thing that really matters is that you can just be empowered to take care of your family and be financially free because that's everybody's dream. But money does not determine your happiness because I used to always wonder like, will money determine my happiness? So in reality, the money that you think you chasing, when you working all them hours, it don't even matter no more because it don't amount to the time that you put in to get that money. And it's not even a lot of money for those hours that you're spending. So you start to realize in life that all these hours that you putting in, doing something that you think constructive, it doesn't even matter. And the times that I'm having now, me being financially unable to do it by me being broke, these are the best times of my life. Because I had to learn how to handle this situation. I had to learn how to be happy when I don't have any finances at the moment. Because how can I make new finances if I'm always unhappy? You see what I'm saying? So, whenever I achieve these finances that I'm striving to get, or you may be striving to get, whenever you achieve those finances, you'll learn how to be happy. So, you have to be happy first before you achieve these finances. And you have to get out your comfort zone. And that's the things that I had to learn. Because if you don't, when you reach those finances, that amount of money that you say you want, you ain't gonna really want it no more. Because you was already unhappy before you reached the financial peak that you wanted to reach. And that's what I'm learning in life, that things don't matter as much as you say they do. That's just something that somebody told us. That's what matters. Because we always living for what somebody else say. But everybody was born different into this world. And that's just how I go. So that's why I really wasn't going to explain or state this message today, but it's been weighing on my mind heavy. I didn't want to be called crazy for feeling this type of way. And I don't know if you feel this type of way, but you just been feeling like this lately because it's deeper than what you think. This world is so deeper than what you imagine, and it's finally starting to come together, and you starting to put two and two together. That's why I had to express this message to you because I had to learn how to be happy within myself. And a lot of us, we're not happy within ourselves. And it's just leading down to a path of destruction because we don't know what's next. And like I always state, that in order to learn how to generate something in life, you have to learn how to be happy with the worst times. And I know these are worst times that we're living in, but if I'm always depressed and don't learn how to be happy no time, how can I progress? How can I conquer my goals? So that's what I had to learn. Because you just think about it. Look at your life. Your life may have been all over the place. My life was all over the place. And I was unhappy at times when I was younger. And that led on until my adult stages. And I was unhappy. So now that I'm figuring out trying to just live a good life, so they call it, will it really make me more feel like, would that make me feel like I'm more successful in life? Because what is success? Can you define success for me? What is success to you? What is a good life to you? Like, what does all this really mean? So whatever you chasing, is it really worth chasing? That's all I be wanting to know. Like, when you feel complete in life, if you conquer these goals, is this really what you want? Because you say you really want this, but you don't put in work. And I used to be just like that too. But now it just becomes like a way of life. How I had to get my expressions out, and it makes me feel better by me expressing myself. And I love my peoples on here. So I just like to express these feelings to y'all because you never know where life will take you. So what is really being happy? You know? Because they say perfect life. What is a perfect life? And what is perfect? Please define perfect for me, because we was taught that perfect and perfection was a glamorous life. And in the glamorous life that it seems like we're chasing, it seems like it's so far away. So maybe it seems like it's so far away because we think about it too much. Because we always chasing. So maybe if we just stop chasing and just try to be a better person within ourselves, maybe we'll one day reach that glamorous life that we was told to chase and was taught to live. But when you reach that glamorous life, like I've been telling y'all, is that really what you're gonna want? Because what is it? And that's just my message that I really wanted to share to y'all, because it's just been weighing on my mind heavy. It's like every time I try to go to sleep, I can't sleep right. So I'm just waking up. Every time I turn on the TV, I think about it. Everywhere I go, I think about it. Everywhere I turn. And then I feel like I just be caring too much and stressing myself over nothing. Because how can I control it? All I want to do is do what's best for me. So if I really don't know how to do what's best for me, or I don't apply myself, does it really matter? That's all I be wondering. So when I be thinking like this, and I be in my moments, I be in my feelings, I figure out another way to get out my feelings, because if I don't, who knows what's next? Because think about it. You could be living your life, and then your life could be seeming like it's going good. Then something crazy just happened. It might be a crazy bill that just came out of nowhere. Now you got to start back from square one. Or you might be working your job. You think you got a good job, then they fire you. Now you back at square one. So in reality, how do you handle those situations? Because you've been living your life on the edge without preparing, you don't know how to handle that situation. I didn't know how to handle the situation. So that's why this message that I wanted to express to you, it means a lot to me. Because you be wondering, like, where do we go from here? Then you think about it. You might think about your success, or you just think about moments when you finally made it in life. And then when you finally reach that peak, or when you get successful, will you really feel like you made it? Or you might feel like something is still empty, something is still missing. Because you might want a family, or any of that type of thing, or that matter. So, what makes you feel complete? That's what I want to know. That's the message that I want to share with y'all. What defines you being complete? What would you feel like you being complete in your life would be? Because it seems like everything that you chasing, it's just never enough. So, if the situation is never enough, what satisfies you? Because a lot of people say that they want this or they'll be satisfied with this, but once that situation in turn comes, they're really not satisfied. So, what really matters to you? Or you really don't know what really matters to you. You just think you know what matters. Because I used to feel the same way. And sometimes I still feel the same way because one minute I feel like this, one minute I feel like that. So that's why I always try to educate y'all for the better. Just to keep going. And that's how I feel about that situation. Because I just don't know what to do. And that's just my take on the situation. So let me know if y'all been feeling that way. And I'm going to talk to y'all in a minute. Peace.